And the man who leads the league in sacks and a lot more, Trey Hendrickson, in the middle of it all.
K&C Masterpiece right here on 105 through the Fan right now, brought to you by Men's Tea Clinic. It's time to go around the entire NFL and dip into some gridiron gravy.
Dip it. Don't slip in it.
Now, we're going to go over this today because we got caught up in the fun and absurdity of the top 99 quarterback of all time list is rules for NFL free agency. I wanted to highlight a couple of these.
You're always trying to make rules.
So I can break more of them.
That is true. I've seen you.
Go quarterback bargain shopping.
Okay.
And they bring up, you go back to Geno Smith in 2022, $3.5 million. Baker Mayfield the next year, $4 million. Sam Darnold the next year, $10 million. Daniel Jones this past season, $14 million. So there's a string. I'm not saying that any of these quarterbacks in that season in particular turn out to be elite, but for the price you paid for them, that's incredible. Like, could you have imagined getting Sam Darnold's production with the Vikings in 2024 for 1/6 the price of Dak?
Yes. All right. So this is a rule you're making. Everybody should do it.
I'm saying don't be afraid.
Okay.
Don't be afraid of it.
And there's a couple things when it comes to that. Sam Darnold did have, at one point he had the talent, and he finally clicked.
Sure. And wouldn't you argue the same thing for all the rest of them?
Baker Mayfield, it finally clicked too. Geno had the 1 year that it looked good.
Right.
You know, like it was the year that he put it all together. Baker struggled this year. There were lots of injuries in Tampa that could be problematic for that. But Baker struggled a little more than I expected this year. At the beginning of the year, he was on pace to be an MVP candidate.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then things kind of fell off for him a little bit. I agree that if you have a team built and you're just missing that, you don't need to tank and get a quarterback. Like you need to have a quarterback for the future.
Right.
You can find one of those guys, but if you found the right guy that just needs that one chance, that's been through the McVay, Kevin O'Connell, Shanahan field, then go ahead and snag them if you can. Okay, I see where you're going with this, though.
I think this next one will fit for Javonte. It's okay to pay running backs on short-term deals.
I agree. Yeah. Javonte Williams, a 3-year deal short.
Yeah, depending on the guaranteed money, I would consider that.
Yeah, because the way the Cowboys like to use their guaranteed money is they'll spread it 2 years past.
Yeah, and a deal is never what it looks like on the surface, right?
Yeah. No, I think this is if you have a young running back and you've seen the production from him, you don't have to go pay him $60 million.
Sure.
To play.
Or even 16.
You can find a good balance for that running back, and if you don't find that balance with the guy that you're working with, there are a lot of running backs out there.
We tried to warn teams of this. Beware of the age 30 wall for wide receivers. So, Stephon Diggs, several years back, 2022, 4-year, $96 million deal. He gets traded after the second season. Ended his Bills career with 13 straight games under 100 yards. Devontae Adams, he was released 3 years into a five-year deal. We've talked about Tyreek Hill. And then obviously Terry McLaurin had never had a season under 900 yards, signs the deal, 582 yards. Now, injuries plays a huge factor into this, potentially diminished skill sets as well. So be wary of paying the 30-plus-year-old wide receiver.
That was with the running back, too.
Yes.
And with the Cowboys.
But don't you feel like everyone knows the running back rule? I do not feel like maybe enough people talk about the wide receiver rule. So let's extend it out to another one. Do not pay aging pass rushers. So let's take a look at the person we played, Trey Hendrickson. He's 1 year removed from back-to-back 17-sack seasons, but at 31 years old, missed 10 games. You go to Von Miller, signs a 6-year, $120 million contract. You know what he did in 3 seasons with Buffalo? He had a total of 14 15 sacks.
Okay. I'm with you. The Jadeveon Clowney was not a paid pass rusher.
Exactly.
This year.
Exactly.
He was
and he won't be next year.
hired to fill a void. Sure. He did a good job. When it came to Hendrickson, did it not have the feel of, well, if y'all aren't going to pay me, I'm going to show up.
Sure.
But you're getting this money's worth of the season from me.
And I feel like next year, I guess, will be the true, assuming he's not in Cincinnati anymore, will be the true sign of if Cincinnati was right to not pay him.
Yeah.
Or if Trey Hendrickson was like, no, I half-assed it because I did not want to be
and
here.
I think that happens all the time. I think it happens. You can, again, this could be the thing. Well, do you want to go get the player and say we're going to pay you and go through it with that kind of age, or is he going to be unhappy with whatever contract he has?
Holy moly! I do believe Chechia just scored, and there's about 7 minutes and change left to put them up 3-2.
So would we play Chechia?
No, we're on the other side of the
Sweden?
bracket because so we wouldn't play this winner until the finals because Canada is the 1 seed and the United States is the 2 seed. Holy smokes. Look, I told you, Canada was a minus 1,600 going into this, which means you would have had to bet $1,600 to win $100.
Okay, so
now it's not over. You got 742, but wow.
Yeah, wow. This is fascinating. I'm going to keep track of this now.
All right, now this one I think is, I don't know if I believe that. I think this could be really important for the Cowboys this season. Don't be afraid to position stack and add multiple players to fill one position of need. And look, for the Dallas Cowboys, it feels like that could be linebacker, cornerback, safety. So you've got a couple of different options. But just take a look at this past year, or go back 2 years ago. The Eagles, what did they do? They added Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Feels like that's worked out just fine. For the Bears offensive line, they added 3 offensive linemen. And for the Patriots pass rush, they added 3 higher end or mid-tier to higher end pass rushers. So don't be afraid in free agency to knock it all out. So if you're like, hey, there's 2 linebackers we really like, there's 2 cornerbacks, 2 safeties, I don't think anyone with the Cowboys fan base would argue against that, right? Oh, perhaps you would.
I would.
Ooh.
I don't love the Trent McDuffie and Jermod McCoy addition. I don't love it, because I have so many other places still. If I can secure, again, free agency can help me secure some shore up some things.
That's what I'm saying. In free agency, don't be afraid to stack.
No, well then, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I can get another player at a small value. We talked about getting a couple defensive ends.
For sure.
If I can do something like that, I would love to. But the flexibility I'm going to have in the draft will give me that. Will it tell people, oh, hold on, they've signed this, they don't need that, they need this?
Right.
Maybe, but who cares?
Sure.
And you know what? Who says that I can't go out a 3rd cornerback now in the draft because I got these guys?
Absolutely.
So you're right on with that, but there's just so much. This is one of those situations where I got to shore a lot of things up first.
Now let's go to the 49ers. Thank you for y'all's participation in that. 49ers are going to play in Mexico City this next year. That means they will be leaving the country for 2 of their regular season games this year. And then and this is something that the Cowboys do all the time, but in case you wanted to know, the Chiefs once again restructured Patrick Mahomes' deal. It's going to save them about $43.6 million in cap space. This is the 4th straight year they have restructured Mahomes' contract. But like we talk about with the Cowboys, specifically the Dak contract, it's built for you to be able to continually flip those switches every year if you need to.